Welcome to part 3 of this shitfest known as Barbie Supermodel. I have more thoughts on this game now since I went through it one time. You know, drunk drivers as enemy makes sense. But come on, seagulls, frisbees, beach balls, the kids, and terrain? Grass, sand, and snow? I might also point out that it's not even ice, just regular old snow, and she walks on it. If all you're doing is walking on the snow, you shouldn't fall over so easily. Sith Lord 425 basically pointed this out in part 2 of my review. So I am glad he brought that point up. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, what is up with this? Just everything in this fucking game is trying to fucking waste her. Well, after a good night's sleep, I finally realized why everything's trying to kill her. And the reason is because she had sex with all the enemies in the game! Ah! Yes, this is why she's officially a bitch witch slut muffin.
First it was Jogger Jim, then Walker Texas Ranger, then Steven Seagal, then the drunk driver. But eventually, she got bored of this and decided to rape a kid. Sletter Stevens. So that's one more thing to add. She's a child molester. But raping kids wasn't enough to satisfy her urges. Oh no! She then moves on to rape inanimate objects. A beach ball, a frisbee, a snowball, and a football. And finally, the terrain, the grass, the sand, and the snow.
That's right! She had sex with all of them, willingly and unwillingly! Ah! It's so obvious, she cheated on all her boyfriends! Now everyone is really pissed off and they want to seek revenge by killing Barbie. Yeah, they want to burn that bitch witch to the cross, alive. They're also going to bring some fucking marshmallows too, so that they have a little bit of fun. Yeah, they want to kill her because she cheated on all of them. But, despite all the people that want to kill her, there's one enemy that does not wish to kill her.
The kid dragging the sled. You can walk on him and literally have walking sex with him. So this, my friends, is her current boyfriend, otherwise known as Sled-Dragging Mervin. But when he finds out how much a slut she is, he will be trying to run over her on his sled. On flat surface as well, with no snow, just like Kid Sledder Stevens.
Speaking of which, she is supposed to be going out with Ken. Maybe I should send Ken this video game review through an email. Send. I am Sean Connery. Your email has been sent. Yes. Ken will end her, finally. Her demise is near. What else does this game promote? Well, I'll tell you what else. This game stereotypes girls as being weak, helpless, and klutzy. Just imagine if female athletes played this game. Do you know how pissed they'd be? There are some female athletes out there with some tremendous athletic ability. Now, if they stumble upon this game, they'd be pissed as hell. They'd probably want to kick the creator's ass. Stereotyping women as so weak in this game.
Let's take athlete Becca Swanson, the world's strongest woman. Well, at least in powerlifting anyways. She squats 854 pounds, bench presses 600 pounds, and deadlifts 680 pounds. Now, if she plays this game, I don't think she'd be very happy, wouldn't she? Seeing how weak Barbie is? If she saw the creators, I'm sure she would throw them through the fucking roof. Now, let's say for example, Samus Aran plays this game. Oh, she would be pissed as hell. She's not an athlete, but whatever. You know, she still kicks ass. She pwns the shit out of Metroids every day. But I think she could put down the creators of the Barbie game on her list, as well as Metroids.
Just why on earth did the creators think it would be a genius idea to make Barbie have no means of attacking her foes and her enemies? All the buttons do is either make her speed up or slow down. How is that useful in a fight? You may as well just give her a flee command just like the Final Fantasy game. And come on, in the gym studio, it was capable that she had a Karate Kid kick, and also when you touch the camera and the bucket in the road, you can turn them into magazines. Come on, creators! Why couldn't you make those attack? Turn the fucking enemies into magazines! Or give them a Karate Kid kick and their family jewel. Well, I bitched about 4 minutes already, so I'm gonna stop already, and now I'm gonna try to finish this fucking game. I don't know how to beat the fucking game, but my guess is you have to do all those mini-games in every level. The ones where you change the clothes and the ones where you have to change the makeup. So, let's give it a go. Maybe I'll beat this fucker this time.
So yeah, as I said before, these minigames are hard as hell. You have to memorize what shirt she's wearing, what pants she's wearing, and then what shoes she's wearing in 5 seconds. I just don't know how kids would have the ability to memorize it in 5 seconds. Maybe if they're lucky, they'll get 1 or 2. I can't even get 1 or 2. So yeah, if you have an emulator handy, use save states and just keep loading them over and over again. Unless you got a really, really good short-term memory. I know I don't, but maybe you guys do once again. Or you can just write down what she's wearing on a piece of paper. Alright, I think I got this down. What the fuck? She is fucking floating? she's fucking floating. Witchcraft power number 58. Floating. The power to levitate, the power to hover, floating. Lazy animators for the win once again. They just couldn't simply add a walking action to go behind that curtain and get changed. No. Let's make her float. Let's make her look more like a fucking witch, as she already has 58 powers already. Alright, let's see if I get all of them right. Yeah, I got all of them right. I'm so good! So basically, if you guys didn't know this before, every time you get a minigame, it makes you go through the same section again. Of course, I cut that out, and now I'm going back to the left to hit the camera to initiate the other minigame. This is what I consider is the hardest thing in this entire game, and probably one of the most hardest things ever in a video game, ever. Wow, I said ever a lot. And so you have to match up the makeup she's wearing on the cover. The first thing that's hard about it is you have to memorize 5 things this time in about 5 seconds. I think I already said this before. I know I can't memorize that in 5 seconds. So once again, if you have save states, use them or write them down. Write down the proper makeup thingy. Not only is memorization a problem, but some of the actual colors look exactly the same with some of the parts. First, we have the color of her eyelashes. A lot of the same colors of her eyelashes look exactly the same, or rather similar. Well, it confused me a little bit. After a little bit of practice, the eyelashes don't get so tricky after a while. Okay, the next tricky part is the fingernail. There are 2 color reds on the fingernail. They both look exactly the same. Oh, and also that's the same for the lips. There's 2 color reds on the lips, too, that almost look exactly the same. So, when you're looking at that magazine color and you think you've memorized the color red on the lips and the nails, well, you still might get fucked. If you choose the wrong color red on the lips and the fingernails, you don't get full points for it. But of course, if you don't have save state, then you have to learn the color of the reds the hard way. But it's hard to tell which red is which. They both look exactly the fucking same. So yeah, once again, stick with an emulator to beat this part of the game.